EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today from Hilton Head Island in South Carolina and Harbour Town Golf Links, live second-round coverage of the RBC Heritage. Things starting to slowly take shape here on this Friday. For some, it is a race for the top prize. For others, it's a fight to stick around for the weekend as we show you the leaderboard. The leader is Chris Kirk. He's currently at 8 under. And the golfer we'll be watching, definitely in contention, just 3 shots off the lead. Now, gotta manage the pine straw here with his second. Got the speed perfect there from off the green. The line was perfect too, and as a result, it's in for birdie. Here's a chance to make a birdie early in the round. Second hole at Harbour Town is a relatively short par 5 at a little more than 500 yards. Again, the key, and this is the case all over the golf course, you have to put your tee shot in the right spot. And here, it is on that left side of the fairway. Well, that one misses the fairway, but Frank, not too bad, so a chance still to get out of the gates birdie.
Yeah, golf's not a game of perfect. I'm curious on how this second shot's going to be hit, though.
Just a bit too much on the second shot on this par 5, but shouldn't have too much trouble getting it up and down for the birdie. Can't ask for a better start to a round than this. It is back-to-back birdies at 1 and 2. And he's going to move to 7 under par, 2 under on the day. Up next, the 469-yard par 4 third. Trees lining both sides of the fairway, so a straight tee shot is imperative. More bogeys than birdies here, so most players are happy with a par. That's a little better. Couple of missed fairways to start the round, but this one safely on the short grass here at the third. Second shot coming up, and we say hello to Iona Stephen.
He's in a good spot, 126 yards left to the flag. Pin in the middle, so it's a green light.
And that one barely makes the front of the green. Do you realise if you just miss hit the middle of the club by 1/4 of an inch, you lose 10%. That's right, 10%.
Nicely done. It is a par here at the third, and he'll remain one shot back. This is vintage Pete Dye, isn't it? Risk and reward, 200-yard par 3 fourth. Obviously, you need to carry that water hazard running the entire length of this hole. You're going to miss. You miss right. You don't want to miss it short or long, that's for sure. And that's where the Gators are waiting for some golf balls. Okay, that one's dancing. Now, from long range, this for birdie. I think that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Okay, that one finished off. It's a par here at 4, and he's going to stay 2 back. Now to the second of the par 5s, the 549-yard fifth. It's a dogleg left off the tee with bunkers on either side of the fairway, but a good drive up near or beyond that cart path should leave you with a good look into a green that slopes off to the right. Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
It is one of the more satisfying shots in golf, isn't it? Downwind to a par 5 the second, you knock it on. Chance for eagle.
Certainly shortens up the par 5, that wind at your back, Rich, but you can just surf the wind. Just leave that ball carry and just sail towards the green.
Oh man, the putter is working now. That is back-to-back eagles, a rarity in the world of golf. Another hole at Harbour Town where position, accuracy will be rewarded. This par 4 6 at 419 yards. Get it in the right spot, and you can make a birdie here. No issues here. That is into the fairway. Just under 80 yards to go now as he'll decide how to flight his second.
Inexcusable.
That one kind of took off on him. That'll happen sometimes coming out of the bunker, and that scoots right on by. Nope. Okay, it's a bogey here at number 6. He'll fall back to 8 under par. On to the 7th at 195 yards. This one of the tougher par 3s on the course. The water shouldn't be a big issue. More pressing, those 2 giant trees that serve like sentries at the front of the green. Any ball that gets hung up in there could very likely come down in that bunker that encircles about 90% of the green. That one safely on the putting surface. Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Yes, runs that one right in. It's a birdie here at the 7th. And he's worked it to 9 under par. On to the number 1 handicap hole here at Harbour Town, and fittingly the one considered the most difficult, the par 4 8th at 473 yards. Overzealous golfers could run out of fairway when using the driver, but the approach to a narrow green with a long bunker left and water makes the second shot one of the most harrowing on the course. And some trouble here for our leader. That is into the bunker off the tee. So a poor result on the tee shot. Now he'll dig in with his second to the par 4. Coming out of the bunker, just couldn't get enough club head on the ball and comes up well short.
Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
Okay, back in for par here at the 8th. And this will stay a one-shot lead. We wrap up the front 9 here at Harbour Town with the 332-yard par 4 9. What this hole lacks in distance, it makes up for by forcing golfers to be strategic off the tee. A large bunker prevents tee shots from running on, so best to lay up short and take a wedge into this boomerang-shaped green.
I guess it got the 90% air bit. That ball actually went through that tree.
So the great tee shot left him here. Now his second from relatively close range. That is absolutely fine. He's been automatic on this front side. This for birdie. Yep, that's nicely done. It's a birdie here at the ninth. And that will be a 31 on the front side, 5 under par. We head back out from the clubhouse to start the backside, beginning here with a 451-yard par 410. Anything left could very well wind up in that lagoon, but anything on the fairway could lead to an under par start to this second 9. This one starting a little bit left. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. So a poor tee shot at 10, now his second. Well, he's overshot the green here.
Fire the caddy, Rich. Seriously. At any other club other than that one.
He'll have 17 feet on this putt. Oh, and a shot in the arm there to start the second 9. That's in for par here at 10. And he's going to stay 2 clear of the field. This 11th hole at 436 yards is another test requiring precision over power. This fairway narrows the nearer it gets to this green, which is surrounded by 4 unique bunkers. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Noticeable breeze coming right to left as he eyes his second.
That's a head scratcher. That approach shot from relatively close in. I would have been looking at 10 to 15 feet.
Now this for another birdie. Yeah, you see so many of these long putts like that come up short. It's just hard mentally to hit the ball much firmer. Okay, well done. It is a par here at 11, and the lead's going to remain 2. The 12th hole at 430 yards is one of the rare dogleg rights on this course. If you can steer your ball into the fairway off the tee, you'll be left with a very manageable approach to a green flanked by bunkers both left and right. He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there. Perfect spot to play this second, middle of the fairway. And that ball not gonna stick as it makes its way back and off the front edge of the green.
Ten-foot putt left.
No missteps there. It is a par here at 12. And he's going to remain at 10 under. So many visually arresting holes here at Harbour Town. This might be the best of the bunch. The 373-yard par 4 13th. Architect Pete Dye created some of the best work that golf has ever seen. But credit the design on this hole, as well as the 17th at TPC Sawgrass, to his wife, Alice, who drew up this design, how's this, on a napkin. Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Not in the fairway, but not a real problem here at the 13th, getting set to play his second shot. Yep, played that nicely. That'll work out just fine. Chance now for another birdie. Confidently done there. That's in for birdie here at 13. And he's opened up a two-shot lead here in round 2. The 14th now at Harbour Town, a par 3 at 190 yards. Don't let the fact that this is the number 18 handicap hole fool you. The danger is self-evident on this hole as water runs all along the right side of the green. That's going to be on the putting surface, and a birdie look straight ahead. Another rolled in there. Birdie's now at 13 and 14. And he draws 3 shots clear on this Friday. Now to the lone par 5 on this backside, the longest hole on the course, the 588-yard par 5 15. This one is a toughie, featuring a narrow landing area off the tee with bunkers on both sides, as well as a somewhat blind second shot requiring a pretty good right-to-left angle of attack. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here.
2 solid shots, gets close to this par 5 green in 2. I know the ball's in the rough, but it's not too bad. With a good short game, perhaps birdie.
And that's not exactly ideal. Far from a tap-in for his par.
You're being too kind. That's not at all ideal.
Yeah, good putt. That's in for par here at 15. And he's going to hold on to that 3-shot lead. We start to make our way toward the blue waters of Calabogie Sound as we come to the 434-yard par 4 16th. A well-placed tee shot will leave you with a fairly short iron into a small egg-shaped green. This one starting a hair right.
It might be in the rough, but that was absolutely crushed.
Down on the course, let's check in with Nota Begay III.
119 to the hole. Swinging it great today. Would not surprise me if he stuck it close. Gap wedge coming in here. Headed just right of the flag. Very nice.
I'm not quite sure that strike, whether they got it all, but ball's just come up a little shy. Outside chance for a birdie.
17-foot putt here. Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And he's now the leader by 4 here on this Friday. You come to the 17th hole and you finally realize, that's right, I'm on an island. It's a par 3 measuring out at 174 yards. A spectacular view looking out over the water toward Defusky Island. The biggest issue here, that bunker that juts across the front and left portions of the green. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. He's been good all day around the greens. This is second. Oh, no, I thought that was in for sure. Just a little jag right at the end, going to leave it on the lip. That one finished off for bogey here at 17. And this is going to drop that lead down to 3 shots. What a finishing hole this is. At 472 yards, the par 4 18th. Most will try to aim just right of that Hilton Head lighthouse in the distance. And that sets up an approach with trouble left and long and a large bailout area to the right. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green.
And that ball looked very good in the air. Just doesn't quite finish up that near to the flag, but still on the green.
Now this, for another birdie.
Yeah, and it's certainly no gimme from this length. It would be a Brucey bonus to find the bottom of the cup. Main consideration has to be about pace.
Oh, that is a beauty, in for birdie here at the last. And that is going to be a superb second round score of 63. Wow. So another look at the leaderboard, and you'll almost do a double take, Frank. Our featured golfer with a commanding lead through 36 holes.
So far, it's just been just a clinic again. I know I use that word a lot, Rich, but it looks like two different players. One at the top and, well, the chasers. Different league.
So for Frank Nobilo, Notable Gay III, and Iona Stephen, I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time on EA Sports PGA Tour Golf.